anything. So if you watched the video before this morning, I haven't progressed not one iota. I did rub the ribs down. That's all I did. Because I started taking apart the engine. I'm getting a head ready right now because the two heads that I have available, one has the one that came off the engine has a crappy fin that's looks like it's been banged into the ground. We don't want to put that one on. This one here, it has a bent fin. I probably could save it, but I got one in the sonic cleaner right now that is probably better. When I got the piston and crankshaft out, I got to heat this up and knock the bearings out of it. We can start putting this together. It's been, I went ahead and put it in the sonic cleaner. The way these bearings feel, I mean, I probably could put it together with these bearings, but I don't want to do that. I want to know that I have a brand new engine going together with this airplane. And I do have a spare engine. I mean, I got 4 46s, so hey, we got a 35 that could go in there. C35. But let's get to work on the silkspan. So I need to go over to the drawer and pull out some old K&S stuff. This stuff here was cut into 24 by 24 sheets, so it's no good for wings, so I might as well use it up on wood surfaces. And so we're going to cut it into some strips. We got 2 comments already. Yo, probably. Hey, Tony. Thank you, Marcel. Tony, they're asking about the video. Well, how long do you think before the video's done? So this goes on the exact same way as the wings. Wet it, dope it on. Except, you know what? I need to start on the bottom. Only going to spend an hour tonight on here. I should be able to get most of this done in an hour, maybe. Lay down. Just like that. Pretty. Hey, thank you, Rico. You got your VIPER started yet? I hope to compete against my own design, to be honest with you. You guys will absolutely love them if you can build them light. Let's post that for God and the world to see. So we got an hour. I don't know how far I can get in an hour, but we'll give her a whirl, Earl. Probably won't get the flaps done. We're probably 2 hours out of finish on this. I told you already it was 3/16. I usually use 8, but it's 3/16. Tony, one other video is going to be done so I don't have to call out the parts anymore. I'll get them videos to these guys. You know, I didn't think I was going to like this tail wheel, but I do. I do like it. Light. That's good looking. Okay, we want another one, another piece. Where did it go? Right here. I had to upgrade my computer to handle the large files. You did a test last night. Big difference. Never try to do a video editing on a USB drive. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, you don't need to show me every step of the way. Just go ahead and do it now. And when it's finished, I need to get it to these guys who've already bought the plans. And I think we'll just upload it to video as upload to YouTube as unregistered or unlisted video. And the people who buy the plans will be able to, I'll give them the link to that. That way there's no burning of any CDs. I try to keep things as easy as possible. Or maybe I'll upload it to my server and they can download it off my server. Yeah, it'd probably be better. I need to get with Hacks to see about setting up that link too. I think Craig sent me this stuff here. I've been using it up on solid wood surfaces. That's all it's good for. And I got some other longer stuff. Hey, Jose, buenos dias. I forget where you live, but this is going to be cool to have a knock-around profile that I can fly and not worry about crashing. That's how much work is in this, you know. I've got 2 weeks in it now. It'll probably be a month labor. But beats the crap out of 2 months or 6 months. What difference, let's see, yesterday, one of the videos you talked about a set of bearings for Super Tiger 60 from Boca, okay? What difference do they have? I went to the Boca bearings page, but several sets with different characteristics and appearance. Okay, let me get this dope down and I'll show you the bearings that I got. What are you looking for, the 60 size or the 46 size? I'll give you the part numbers. Or do you already have the part number? I buy the middle of the road bearings, you know, not the cheapies, but not the porcelain or whatever they call it, ceramic bearings. You don't need ceramic bearings. Ceramic bearings are for ultra high speed motors, you know, racing engines. You don't need them. The bearing sets that I bought are $26 a set. The ones I've always used, they work perfect. You replace them, that'll be the last time you replace them in your life. Okay. Part number for Super Tiger 46. ENK. Edward November Kilo hyphen space 079 HP house protector. HP. The bearings for the 60 are Edward November Kilo hyphen 044 house protector HP. Edward ENK-044 HP. Edward November Kilo hyphen 044 house protector. That gives you the Super Tiger 60 bearing set. $26 a set. So let's do this. John Sukalak asked, what is the width of this horn clip? That is 3/16. You can use 1/8 inch. You can use 1/8 inch light ply. It doesn't have to be basswood. I've used balsa wood, hard balsa. But the basswood is better, it's lighter, and it's durable. I've used none before too, where I've just drilled a hole in the flap, wicked some CA down in there, and stuck the horn in there. I've also inset aluminum tubing, wicked the CA down in there. So there's a number of ways to do things, and every one of them's right. Yeah, we're not going to get this all done in an hour. We'll get some of it done. Let me kill that. Uh-oh, I smell hamburger helper. It's almost about time. You'll be yelling at me. It's time. She knows I do a stream at 7 though, so. You guys see me at the out in any of these contests, make sure you come up and inspect these airplanes so you get a real good idea of how everything that I show you works. Because you may not like the result. You know, how do I know? Why didn't you fall on the floor? That's a stupid thing. I don't get her mad. In 30 years, I don't think we've never had a fight. I mean, really, we've had arguments, but no drag out fights. Okay, did I dope this? Yeah, I did. Got to keep track of that. We're at that point now where I could warp things real easy. Get one extra coat of dope on something. ¿Qué hora? ¿Qué onda? ¿Dónde es mariachis? Allá en el rancho grande, allá donde vivía. Allá en la rancherita, que alegre me decía. That's a funny song if you knew what it meant. Okay, we want to cut this in half. I think we want to fold over. Yeah, we'll go that way. Yeah, we'll let her rip that way, I guess. That song is about a guy who has a big ranch, and his old lady and him have a fight, and he hangs his underwear out to dry. Stupid. Mexican folk song. Yeah, we're getting down. We're getting down to it. This is 320, so that'll work. Yeah, just another pukey profile. Anybody tell me why I do that? It locks it down to the wood. I need to do that to here. I forgot to rub this in. I guess I could shoot straight thinner on it. Straight thinner. I think we might use some baby powder in this one. Put a coat of baby powder on it. Yeah, I need the mouse over here. Well, we're a half an hour in and I haven't got it done yet. Just the way it goes. No bubbles. So you guys have seen me do the wing. This is the exact same procedure, only on wood, flat wood. You want to get all the wrinkles out before you dope it down. And all the bubbles out, like he was saying. Oh yeah. We're going to do some baby powder on this one. I got zinc stearate, but to me that zinc stearate makes the wood feel oily. I don't know, I might use a zinc stearate on this because I got just a little bit of it left. Use up the garbage on the profile. Let's see, we'll just tear it over. And this is also just like the wing. You want to, cap it up. You don't want any wood showing, so you go all the way around to the other side. And at this point, you don't worry about what it looks like. You just get some dope on there. You start building that dope up so you can sand it. I had to do that to this rudder because it's got a hard spot right there, and I need to get that hard spot out. But every time I sand that hard spot, because the wood is soft on the other side, it lowers the wood. So now it'll be even. It'll be hard on both sides. Basically, when I do those fillets in the nose of the airplane, the reason why mine look better than everybody else I've seen is because I fiberglass the nose before I put in that plywood and superfill and sand to that line. So the wing is hard and the fuselage is hard because it's fiberglass, and you just sand up to the fiberglass and blend it right in. It's kind of 101. It's dissimilar, instead of dissimilar metals, we're working on dissimilar hardnesses. And it just doesn't work very well sanding a hardwood piece into a soft piece. By the time you think you got it, it's sanding the soft piece away. Well, almost like I knew what I was doing. That's that done. You got any other questions on this build, John? And if you don't know, please ask. I'll be more than happy to tell you whatever I'm doing. That's what this channel is for, to make you a better builder. Make everybody a better builder. And it's not like my way is the only way to do things. There's probably 100 other ways to do this same job and end up with the yeah, I will end up with the same. It's not dumb questions. There's no dumb question, only dumb answers. I was going to do a motor building video, but talking to John tonight, he advised me against it. Because somebody will say, you can't do that. That's not the right way to do it. Whatever. So we're not going to do that. Because he's right. There'll be a dozen people criticize me for how I'm doing it. All these rocket scientists will tell me, you can't do that. Yeah. Well, guess what? I did it. I had a heck of a time getting the wrist pin out of that thing. Son of a gun. When you go into a project, just go into it with you can't, I mean, this can't beat me. I will not allow it to beat me. So you just do it, you know? Well, the only dumb question is the one not asked. No, I give a lot of dumb answers, but that's okay. Now we need to make a patch here that's like that. I'm sure you guys have heard me say it. Those people who think they know everything are particularly aggravating to those of us who do. You got to kind of be a little squirrely to do this stuff. You're probably wondering, why am I adding this piece? Well, because the piece I just put on didn't cover the wood all the way. There's a transition between top and bottom. Well, if I put on this piece when I come in with the bottom, as long as I tear it there, which I need to tear this is a straight line, that seam will hide. Shit. When trying to hide a seam, make sure it's torn and not cut. See, it's up there. If the airplane lasts, if I don't hit the ground with it, I'll have this at the Nats next year. I'll bring, maybe not. I'll have it at Brodak for sure. The Nats, I won't need it. They don't fly profile at the Nats. I will have it at Brodak. If I go to Cleveland or Columbus, whatever the hell that was in Ohio, I'll have it there too. You know, next year there may not be any contests. You don't know. You don't know what life's going to bring, because it's going to get real hairy between now and 24. Not good. Okay, we got the hard part done. Now I can put on the strips. I got a wrinkle right there. I got to get out of it before I go any farther. Let's sand that baby away. Yeah, there's 180 here. Since when do you let what someone else says stop you from doing what you want? Never. Isn't that how life's supposed to be? Well, that's gonna mold in nice. Okay, great. So now we need some pieces on the fuselage to go underneath. We'll go right here like that. But here again, so you don't want a straight line, so you want to tear this. Shit. Got a dip in it here. Lots of dips. Yeah, we don't need that either. Gotta have a tear on that end. Boy, the grain on this is tough. Yeah, we'll do that piece right there, I suppose. Let me turn it over. Well, I don't want to be hassled because they will. These so-called engine experts will say I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever. And I probably built more motors than those guys in my life than 10 of them idiots put together, but what do I know? An engine is an engine. Nothing but a little air pump. Why am I having such a hard time getting a straight line? I wonder if I do it this way. Nope, that's even worse. My record was there it is, one winter, which is 3 months. I built 55 engines, 55 Harley motors. That sounds like BS, but I did. I did a complete engine swap for a guy who was coming through on the wall ride. He was going to the Vietnam Memorial. I can't remember what they call that, right? I stayed late. I think it was 4 o'clock in the morning when I left the place. He gave me a $400 tip for getting his bike back together for that ride. Built him a motor. Swapped the motor out. Yeah, those were the days. Everybody thinks that I do drugs. Or some people have asked me if I do drugs to stay awake and do all this stuff. No, absolutely not. 32 years I haven't had anything but an aspirin, I don't think. Smarter you are, the less you have to sleep. Einstein took cat naps. I don't think he even had a bed. And as I say, there'll be plenty of time to sleep when you're dead. So rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. June 11th, which is Dr. Bob's birthday, will be my 33rd year of sobriety. June 11th, 1991 is when I gave it up. Okay, so we got that. Now we need one for the other side. And we got this piece right here. It's too small. So we'll get another piece right here. I think that tore nice, so that's good. I did follow your suggestion, Terry. I put alcohol in the crock pot. It worked good. Or in the I have a sonic cleaner, ultrasonic. Shit, I didn't put any water on it. Put 91 proof alcohol in there. It worked good. Come out looking brand new. Could not get that liner out until I soaked that thing. Shit, it was in there an hour. Hotter than hell. Ten minutes. 10 minutes, and then it's time for me to go eat. Of course, it's got a little bit of debris on there. Still, I'll just brush it off. I need to get I'll get my paint gun brushes going. That would probably clean this little dust out here. This thing looks like a new block. No. Got to knock the bearings out. How I'm gonna get those out. I'm gonna grab it with a pair of pliers right here. I got a torch. I'm gonna heat this case up and wrap it on a block, and those bearings should drop out. Then I'll pull them in with the crankshaft. so they're straight. But what do I know? You can't do that. Yeah. Gotta send it to Randy. No. Come on, get out of there. And this is just like the wings. You want to get the wrinkles out before you call it a day. You know, you want to, but you do want to completely overlap everything. Lock it in. I don't know what's well done, but thanks. I'm waiting some time to get pulled over and have some smart aleck cop say that I've been drinking or whatever. And I'm going to say, well, call my sponsor, who's a federal judge. He knows damn well I ain't been drinking. Well, it looks like that's going to do it. That's going to do it for this issue. I think the reason why Jack Sheeks and I got along so good is because we're yin and yang. He was a cop, I was an outlaw, outlaw biker. Of course, he was a motor cop too, so we had motorcycles and airplanes in common. I really liked Jack. He was cool. I miss him at Rodex, that's for sure. I miss Jim Lynch at Rodex. Okay. Yeah. You got anything in this car we should know about? Yeah, the whole car's full of dope. You do have dope in there. You don't worry too much about it on this first go around. Just get the paper on there, on the solid wood, and then as you sand it and add coats of dope and keep sanding it down, it'll all level out. So we got 6 minutes left. It doesn't look like I'm going to get too much farther in 6 minutes. Gonna need some super fill right there. Of course, it'll be under the fillet, so it doesn't matter. It don't matter. Oh, shoot. You guys got any questions? I I don't care whether it goes over well with a cop or not. I don't care. I got stopped one time in the chase vehicle doing 105 miles an hour. This is Iowa. And an Iowa state trooper clocked me radar coming at me, shot radar ahead, and we were closing. And he pulled up, he pulled me over, and he said, "You know how fast you're going?" I said, "Exactly. I know exactly how fast I was going." He said, "And how fast was that?" I said, "Over 100 miles an hour." He said, "Well, you didn't lie. You got a driver's license?" I said, "Nope, got a CDL. Let me see it. You had any tickets?" "Nope, never had a ticket." "You've had anything to drink?" "Nope, haven't had anything to drink." And I don't know, that time was 10 years or whatever. "Nope, not in 10 years. He said, "Well, can you explain to me why you're going 100 miles an hour?" I said, "Well, did you see that pack of motorcycles up ahead of you? There was about 40 of them." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'm in deep trouble if I ain't within sight, so I got to get going." He said, "Well, I'm going to write you a warning ticket. Slow it down." "Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll see you later." And I took off. I'm all right with cops. You just don't bullshit them. They know. Alrighty, I'm gonna off to eat dinner. So I don't know that I'll be back on later or not. I might just sit here, watch TV, and finish this up. I only got this much to do, the elevators and the flaps, and probably an hour or so's work. Tomorrow we'll come on and we'll start doping. But that's, from here on out, it's just labor. Put it on, sand it off. That's about it. Paint it on, sand it off. Put it on, sand it off. And that's how you get a good finish. And a light finish comes by going on the diet. And the diet is 1 quart of dope. That's all you get. At least my brush is straightening out. Thought I ruined my brush today. I left it sitting in the thinner, and it bent the bristles over, and it'd be no good for sign painting after that. Let me see how much longer we got. I'll yell down there. How much longer till dinner? Shadow. Huh? Oh, okay. Shadow, kitty, kitty, kitty. Shadow cleaning. Well, guys, I have some more time, so we'll go ahead and continue on. At least a half an hour, maybe an hour, she said. Usually, this is my dinner time, unless we got a late start. Okay, we'll survive. So now we'll do it this way. We need to tear this up this way. Pretty crude. That's just the way it is. Hey, Craig, are you on here? Craig Biswick? Hey, Tony. I have not settled on a color scheme yet. It's going to be whatever I can think of at the time. I was going to do red, but I changed my mind. It's not a red day. We need to cut that there. There it is. Yeah, we got, there's 10 of them here. There's 3 inside and I don't know, 7 or 8 outside. A bunch out there. I can guarantee you, if you feed them, you'll have cats. Yep, you'll have cats if you feed them. Looks like we will get this done in this session. Need a piece right there. I missed. We have had hamburger helper buy, a bunch of boxes of hamburger helper. We didn't have any hamburger, so it was going to be helper. So we went to the store. They got a good deal going on. It's 4 pounds for $19. So now we can have real hamburger helper instead of helper. Pretty soon it's going to be, I boiled my shoe. I ate my shoe. What do you think? Okay, so we got that. We want to do what here? We want to tear this off. Pretty crude. Like I say, there's 100 ways to do this. You don't have to do it my way. Do it any way you can. Get it on there. The biggest thing with this is just do something. Sit around and watch me do something. Yes, I use the same fuel. 20% oil, 10% castor, 10% synthetic. 5 to 10% nitro, the rest methanol. When I say synthetic, it's a Technoplate, $26 a quart, at least the last time I bought it. We'll be doing fillets tomorrow, I think. I think we can get the fillets tomorrow. We got too much zoom on that. That's what's going on. There we go. Switch to this camera now. We don't have any zoom on that. Okay. Well, I'm glad I do something. Motivation is good. Okay, we need another piece, seeing that we have silkspan up to here. We're going to get another fresh piece. And we want to tear that with the grain. So didn't tear very good, but this is going to be difficult on this stupid push rod. So we need to cut that up at an angle. And it don't matter if it's cut because it's going to be under the stupid fill. Get in there. Right there. There it be. Now I'm just pull it up a little more. There it is. Nope. Got to get a little more dangle on it. What the hell? Come on. Get on there. I knew it was going to be hard around this push rod. There. I don't know what that noise was. Get on there. I think it's not wet enough. There. Let me get rid of some of this tissue. It's too much to work with. Come on. Don't cut wet silkspan very good. Don't cut it very good. So maybe a razor blade would be better for me. So we'll get a razor blade. Okay, now tear this off. Open it down. There it is. Okay, any questions on that? It was difficult, but I got it. Didn't want to play with me, but we got it. So we got to start from right there and do the bottom. Can't do that till this dries. So we'll do the last bit of the fuselage up there on top while this is drying. Yeah, why didn't you fall on the floor? If you're going to do any type of graphics on anything, make sure you rub the silkspan in, because when you put the tape on this and you haven't rubbed the silkspan in, when you rip it up, it'll peel the paper right off the wood. Remember, dope is a chemical bond, so you're trying to penetrate the layer down below it to get a bond. Where your automotives or mechanical bond, where you have a scratched tooth, and they don't really stick all that well. If I had my ruthers, I'd use chemical bond over mechanical bond every day of the week. So I can't turn it over because it will stick to my foam pad. So we're at an impasse right now until this dries. And the elevator pulled right into straight again by doping it up, so that's good. Okay, this is this side, so we need to start on this side. Need to start on that side. We'll get it figured out. Get all the air bubbles and all the wrinkles out of it. And dope her down. No biggie. Like peeing down your leg. Stupid. Just tear this off and same all the way around. Yeah, building Harley motors, I could do almost 2 a day. Back when I worked at Widman, back when motorcycling and mechanicking was more about being a machinist, and I had to size rods and all that other shit, you'd be lucky to do one motor a week. But in the advent of the twin cam, shit, I can blow one apart in probably 2 hours. Yeah. Days of the shovel head and the pan head and all that, their motors were difficult. The new Harley engine has a marriage pressed crankshaft, so you can't take the crank apart. Buenos tardes. You can't take the crank apart, but on the old shovel head and the pan head, they were 3-piece cranks, and some of the older ones were 5-piece cranks. Put it in your row crank turning stand. It might take 2 hours to put a crankshaft together. Or more than that. It might take longer than that. Anybody want to buy any of them Harley tools? I got a bunch of twin cam stuff I'm selling. I got all the cam tools, fork tools for cartridge forks. I'm not going to use them anymore. I got an engine stand. Shit, I got a reamer for 5th or 4th gear on a shovel head. Cost me $300. I've used 3 times. Anybody want to buy that? It's a 1-inch. I think it's 1-inch, 100,000 specialty reamer for 4th gear on a Maytag transmission. That's for sale. I'll sell that. Got a lot of Kentmore tools. Got a lot of Snap-on tools. Kentmore in the Harley business is called Spentmore. Because if a tool costs $200 at Snap-on, it'll be $600 at Kentmore for the same thing. That you can get from Harbor Freight for $40. Just the way it is. I got one pair of pliers for crimping specialty electrical terminals for Deutsch connectors. I think from Kentmore that was $400. Unreal. And I'm not going to use that anymore. I'd like to find a knucklehead, but prices are through the roof. Yep, nice work on the planes part. Yeah, T-Bone. Yeah, I got a couple buddies that got knuckleheads. But a stock knuckle in a wishbone frame with a, I-beam Springer, about 50 grand for that. You can buy knuckles are just gone, and it's a crap engine, really. It doesn't breathe well. Hemispherical heads, I think the valves are 180. Where the late model stuff is 202 intake. got nice flow through, you know, the heads flow really well. And it's got a generator on it instead of a alternator. Anything pre-1969 has a generator. 1969 was the last year of the VIN on the frame, or on the engine and not on the frame. I kicked myself in the ass. I had a 1936 VL. That's the year, same year the Knucklehead came out, but mine was a flathead, a VL, instead of a FL. I traded it for a Honda because I wanted to ride, and I couldn't. That bike was a total loss oiling system. My dad said, "Don't do it. You'll be sorry." I want to go. I want to go to Daytona. You'll be sorry. He's right. I was sorry. That bike's probably $75,000. My buddy Toby has a 27 JD, 61 cubic inch total loss oil. It's basically a bicycle with an engine on it. Big old white tires, 26-inch wheels. JD, yeah. So Knucklehead ran from 37 to 48. And in 37, it was a dual year. They had the VL like I had, and they had the Knucklehead. And in 48, they had the 61-inch panhead was the first year of the panhead, and the Knucklehead was finishing. So they had a 10-year run of that. And basically, the reason why they do that is they knew that the motor was, the technology was just shit. It was garbage. That bike wasn't leaking. You were out of oil. It better be puking oil. The one shop I worked, we had a part number for the oil pan that sat under the bikes on the showroom. And like I say, if it wasn't leaking. But the biggest rap for Harley that came about leaking the oil out of the transmission. It really wasn't engine oil. It was transmission oil out of fourth gear. And the reason being is that reamer I told you I had reams that bronze bushing to that fourth gear, or to the main shaft. So you got to think about it. If you have a bronze bushing with a hardened steel shaft go through it, and you've reamed it to have, I don't know, thousandths and a half play in it, and then you put a rubber oil seal on the end of the fourth gear in fourth gear, the minute you roll it out of the showroom floor and drive it down the block, it's starting to wear out. So that fourth gear starts to rock like that. And when you set it on the kickstand, the chain is over there and it just drips out the end of that gear. Now the fix to that is, for all you Harley aficionados who might happen to have a shovel head or a pan head or anything with a Maytag transmission, is that you take late model Evo Ina bearings and you take your fourth gear, take your transmission apart, take fourth gear to a machinist and have him turn out or grind out that bronze bushing, get rid of it, and put the two Ina bearings in it and put an Evo main shaft seal on there, and you got no more oil leaks. None. All done. So we want to do this first. Not a whole lot of guys know about that, but I'm passing on that to the internet. But you can't drill it and you can't turn it on a lathe. It has to be precision grounded. That fourth gear is just too hard. But you know, I've had Teledyne Industries grind that shit out. They made the valves for my flathead. I had a buddy over there, Jess, who worked for Teledyne, and they got some precision equipment there, and they made valves for me. The valves in my flathead came from a tractor. I just found something with the stem the right diameter and the head the right diameter, and gave them to Jess and said, Jess, cut these valves off and reface the seat at this number, the keeper seat in the retainer seat. And then we made Inconel valve guides for it. I think it was Inconel. Some exotic bronze. And Shell Oil made those valve guides for me. Bonnie at Shell Oil made them guides for me. And for you guys messing with shovel heads, don't let any joker, just any joker, work on your heads. Because if you pound out those valve guides and haven't heated them up correctly and got them to temperature, it'll take metal with it. And you're going to have to put oversized guides in it. Kind of like getting one of these motors. Like I got a few motors that I bought from people that they drill the cases out, you know, from not knowing what you're doing. Good engine except for the case is drilled out. So it's a parts motor. Yeah, dinner should be close. We made good progress. I sit here and do this. Force myself. Of course, I'm talking about other shit besides airplane. I kind of miss working on motorcycles. I don't miss the people. People are idiots. But let's see which way it is teared. Just put it on like that. Be done with it. Okay. Fall on the floor. We're just using this as a blocker anyway, so it don't much matter. Yeah, I figured it out. Profiles are just like Sportsters, fun to ride, but just don't let anybody see you do it. That's why I don't build profiles. Same as Sportsters. I really got this shaped good though. I don't know how I did that so good so quick. I need to call Marty and see if his bike's still going. Of course, he wouldn't have ridden it. Pretty damn cold out. Yeah, 83. Sure. If you're gonna ride a Sportster, put a 1200 top end on it. If you want to ride a Sportster, what you do is you buy the king of Sportsters, a Dyna, with like the late model Dynas, FXDs. Got a big block motor in it. It's a Sportster size motorcycle with a big block twin cam in it. That would be fun to ride. And by all means, forget a V-Rod. Them things are junk. They didn't last long either. Buell, V-Rod, junk. I didn't think they'd last long, and they didn't. Scott Conroy, what do you think of it? It's gutless. It's a piece of shit. It rides like a buckboard and doesn't turn. Got no brakes. Well, you got to get it up on the power band. Shit, I had it on the rack. I had the valves floating. That's junk. Compared to Hayabusa, that is nothing. 1999 Hayabusa, top speed, 200 miles an hour, out of the box. I think they slowed them down in 01 or in 2000. We had both those models at the place I was working. they would really scream. Hey, thanks, Frank. Push rod's fixed, see? No big deal. Just, it's only wood. We're getting the silk span finished up here. I think I'm going to quit whether it's ready to go or not. Yeah, this is this side here. We're going to have to do some real scrutiny on the push rod length on this. I want to make sure to get this right after dicking with that push rod in the off the bell crank. Yeah, no. So John and I talked about that today. Ain't no sense of going any farther until it's right. Made a mistake, pick it up, suck it up, and go for it. Okay, I think we're done. Hour and 45 minutes. I need a break. Need a break. All right, everybody, like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. We'll have this all ready to go by tomorrow. See ya.